Ladies and gentlemen, this time, will you please remain standing for our national anthem? Our special guest singers will be Crystal Akana and Charlemagne Guzman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Crystal Akana and Charlemagne Guzman.
Good evening. Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports presents Hawaii High School football. Today an OIA battle. The Kailua Surf Riders taking on the Mililani Trojans. I'm Brandon Foth along with Kevin Hashiro here at Aloha Stadium, getting set for the coin flip as we get things underway. Kailua last week, week 1 of the regular season, lost to Waianae 21-6. They've got a record of 0-1. Coach Millwood of the Mililani Trojans came up big, beating Roosevelt 29-0 in week 1 last week.
Here we go. Tails. Tails. Call tails. It is a head. You've won the toss. 4 options. Receive, kick, defend the goal, make your choices. Very big. Second half. You let them defer. You have 3 options. You elected to receive. Which way would you like to kick? You'll kick this way, blue over here, white over here. White, receive, captain, shake hands, good
And
luck
referee
tonight.
Reese Amamoto. As we get set to play here at Aloha Stadium, Kailua and Mililani. And Kevin, Kailua up front boasting a bigger offensive and defensive lines. What do you expect today?
Well, as you said, Brandon, you talked about Kailua's offensive line. And check out the beef. You saw a couple of them at midfield shaking hands with the Mililani team. Like you said, Kailua's offensive and defensive interior fronts much bigger compared to that of Mililani. The Trojans are a much smaller team under head coach James Millwood. Obviously losing Ryan Santos to a graduation last year, one of the top prospects in the state, certainly does not help those matters. So Mililani this year kind of going and changing their offenses a little bit this year, going with a double slot I formation and a little bit more option. You know, in previous years they had the drop back passing style. But as you take a look at a head coach for Kailua, DJ Darren Johnson, he's done a fine job of turning around this Kailua program. They've had good football teams in the past, but Coach Johnson, I think, has elevated this program to a point where they can contend for championships. And certainly the OIA Red division is the division in which they're competing in this year. They're going to be up there among the Waianaes and the Kahukus for OIA Red supremacy.
And for Coach Johnson, Brenton Harbottle's one of his key weapons on offense, number 10. He's going to see a lot of action at wide receiver. Last week, he had 14 carries for 77 yards rushing last week, but we may see more of him at wide receiver today.
And it's kind of interesting that Kailua, as you mentioned, the huge offensive line, and you'll take a look at Harbottle there. 5'9", 175-pound junior. And of course, the guy he's throwing with on the other side is his quarterback, Teleki Mailau, another outstanding athlete in his own right. We're going to take a look at the combo right there. It looks like they're getting prepared to hook up. Once Kailua takes possession of the football, Mailau and Harbottle, Brandon, I think we're going to call that combo's name a lot this evening.
We're getting ready for kickoff here at Aloha Stadium. Kailua kicking it off here to open the game. Back deep for Mililani, Santos, and Kaikala. And we're underway between Kailua and Mililani. Kicks taken at the 12. Brought up the sideline by Santos. Out to near the 30-yard line where Mililani will begin their first offensive series.
We'll look at the replay of this kickoff courtesy of Royal Adventure Travel as you watch Jose Santos take it upfield for a decent return. Santos just one of a few handful of sophomores for this Mililani Trojan team.
21 yards on the return for Santos. First down and 10. French has got Daniels in the backfield, gives to him, busts across the line of scrimmage, good for a first down and more. He's got one defensive back to beat. Brian Daniels is in for the touchdown. 71-yard rush for a touchdown. Brian Daniels, 6 foot, 210 pounds.
You know, I talked with Coach Millwood earlier this week on a radio sports talk show, and this is one guy who has got a lot of potential as far as taking it to the next level. Coach Millwood believes that he is, Brian Daniels, a legitimate Division I prospect, and he showed us right there, not only with the cutback ability, but that speed as well, as he went 71 yards all the way for 6.
Kicker Vance Harris on for the extra point attempt. Snap and hold look good. And Harris, he's wide to the right. Mililani on top 6-0 here early in the first quarter, 11:43 to go. With a big run by Brian Daniels, 71-yard touchdown run.
We'll see it again, courtesy of Mountain Dew. Well, we're going to take a look at the extra point, and for Harris, he just didn't get a good hold of it. He just shanked it over to the right side.
Coach Millwood's offense showing quick strike ability on the ground with Brian Daniels.
Here's the Mountain Dew replay. We're going to see the 71-yard score. Terrific blocking up front, and check out this cutback ability, the vision of Brian Daniels as he cut up against the grain, and check it out. Switches hands, has enough speed because there were a couple of defenders who had the angle, but Daniels just had enough pepper in those legs to grind it out and carry it into the end zone.
Coach Darren Johnson of Kailua.
Well, we mentioned, Brandon, right before kickoff that we were going to see the Kailua combination of Harbottle and Mililani. We didn't expect to see it some 17 seconds into the game.
Here's Mililani. Harris kicks it away. Harbottle circles under it at the 2. Dances out, crosses the 10, across the 20. Brenton Harbottle brought down at the 21-yard line. Baranowski brought him down.
You see the return here, courtesy of All Sport, as Harbottle with a nice 20-yard return up to the 21-yard line. Looked like something was going to develop there just for a while. Then all of a sudden, here comes the Mililani coverage team to close up the hole.
20-yard return for Harbottle. First down and 10. Kailua. Here's Ualese working the right side.
Actually fumbled the football.
Fumbled and recovered by Kailua. Josh Ualese, 6 foot, 195-pound senior.
Boy, you got to be concerned if you're Coach Johnson, and we'll see this play again, courtesy of Menehune Water. Check out the fumble. Stripped right there is Ualese. And fortunately for Kailua, Ualese has enough presence of mind to fall back on the football.
Second down and 10. Here's Ualese. This time the left side bowls over one tackler and picks up a yard.
There's a fumble on the play, Brandon. Looks like Mililani's going to get it. Baranowski, there you see him. He made contact with Ualese, and that's the case. That was a terrific play by Baranowski. He got actually run over by Ualese, and as Ualese started coming down, we'll see it here, courtesy of Jiffy Lube. But watch this. He runs right over Baranowski, and then look at this. Presence of mind by Baranowski to strip it right away from Ualese, and as a result, possession, Mililani deep in Surfrider territory.
Mililani on top 6-0 here in the early go. Kylie French at quarterback. And here's Daniels again, working the middle, but he's brought down after a pickup of 5. Kaleo with the tackle for Kailua.
That's just an incredible job by this offensive line of Mililani. A little smaller unit as compared to last year, but we'll see. Once again, Daniels, you saw him break a tackle momentarily right about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but Daniels enough explosiveness to pick up maybe a good 4 yards right up the middle.
This Mililani offensive line, other than center Lumaong, he's 280. The other guys are about 220. Here's play action. French tries to cut it back and brought down immediately by Koa Sniffen, the defensive end.
That's a terrific job by the Kailua defense stringing out the play. We'll see it again on this bootleg rollout by French. That's a terrific job by Keo Puhiva. Brandon Keo Puhiva with the stop for Kailua.
Third down and 9 for Mililani. French with lots of time, throws, pass, incomplete. Intended for Edgar Castillo, bringing up fourth down for Mililani.
Well, this Kailua defense really buckling down now as they manage to force the Trojans to attempt a pretty sizable field goal here on fourth down.
It'll be a 39-yard attempt for kicker Vance Harris. 39 yards out. Harris is true. Mililani on top 9-0 here with 9:13 left in the first quarter. Just underway, and Trojans have got 9 points posted.
That's a great kick there by Harris, redeeming himself after missing the extra point. Here is the replay. Good snap, good hold. Nice follow through by Harris. Right down the middle.
So Mililani with an early lead, 9-0 over Kailua. Kailua is going to get another offensive series here in just a moment, and Uelese, Kevin, he got his hands on the ball twice and fumbled it twice.
Lost it once, and so far, Brandon, Kailua has been really snake bitten in this game very early on. You know, with the 71-yard touchdown run by Brian Daniels, and then offensively, things just not clicking for him.
Harris kicks it away. Cathcart takes it at the 2. Across the 10, runs into his own man, and he's down at the 15. He ran into Jarvis Tuiloma.
Well, you know it's not your night when you fumble it twice on 2 possessions, give up a 71-yard touchdown in the first play from scrimmage, and then on the kickoff, running into your own guy. It hasn't been your night yet, and we've only played just under 3 minutes of this first quarter. You've got to think to yourself, what else could go wrong for the rest of this game? And there's still a lot of it left to be played.
First down and 10. Mailao under center. Kaonohi is his center. This time, and it's tackled in backfield. That was Brada Kalahiki. The linebacker swooped into the backfield for a loss.
If you're Josh Uelese, you got to think to yourself, what did I do wrong? Did I anger the deities above in the heavens? I mean, look at it. He's fumbled twice and now gets stopped in the backfield for a loss of 3 yards. I mean, nothing has gone right for Uelese in the 3 times he's touched the ball today.
Well, Uelese's in the backfield. Harbottle split out wide. Let's see if they can get the ball into Harbottle's hands. Uelese negative 4 yards rushing on the night so far. Kailua will take a timeout here with 8:25 left in the first quarter. Mililani Trojans with a 9-0 lead here early.
You got to wonder, here comes Coach Johnson. And certainly he is not a happy camper, and you can tell the expression right now, even though we're looking, with his head facing the other way, just the body language alone is telling us that he is just not happy with the way his offense has gone so far. No positive yardage whatsoever, Brandon.
Nope, and Harbottle is one of the keys to this offense, and he hasn't touched the ball yet. Uelese's in the backfield, but if he keeps up his effort, negative yards and fumbling, we might see Harbottle in the backfield here soon. Now 2nd down and 13. Harbottle's wide out to the left. There's Lum in motion. Harbottle with a lot of time gets it out to Lum. Lum's got no blockers in front of him. This is going to go for a big loss. Huge loss back at the 1.
Boy, and I said it before, I'll say it again. When things go wrong, they go wrong. And you talk about Lum taking chances. I mean, that is something you don't want to do, especially when the defense is there trapping you that deep, and then you try to run back, trying to force something to happen. He's just lucky that there was no safety. I mean, I like the play initially, the call, try to go with a screen pass, but at this point you see Lum trying to make something happen, and this is where he makes a mistake, trying to go back and almost cost his team 2 points.
Now 3rd down and 25. Overthrows his intended receiver on the near sideline. That was Harbottle, but well overthrown. Now 4th down and long, and the punter's going to have his heels on the end line.
Wow, I tell you what, the Kailua fans on the near sideline, they let out a big ooh, because as soon as Mailao released that pass, they saw that Harbottle had beaten the cornerback down the left sideline. Had that pass been thrown on the money, I think Harbottle is off to the races.
Gets the kick away. It's going to be fielded at about, it's going to take a bounce at the 26. Santos picks it up. Penalty markers are down, but Santos is going to head for the end zone, in for an apparent touchdown, but we've got flags on the play.
A flag, no doubt, will be against Kailua for interference. There was obvious contact made on the punt return. And that's just a great presence of mind by Santos to pick it up and run into the end zone, although there are 2 flags. One is obviously going to be not allowing the punt returner or the kick returner an opportunity to catch the ball. The other flag, I'm not sure if there's going to be some kind of clipping call.
Touchdown, Mililani.
So, in fact, it's going to stand that way, Brandon, not allowing the returner an opportunity to make the catch of the punt. We'll see it. Well, we're not going to see the hit itself. We're going to see the actual return. Check out the block. That was a massive block there. And check out the efforts by Santos. He dives into the end zone despite getting hammered by Cathcart, the punter. You talk about an exciting play. First, we see a huge hit by Kailua, and then we see Santos pick it up. We see a massive block on the far sideline. Santos then dives into the end zone despite getting stuck really good.
Coach Darren Johnson and his Surf Riders shell-shocked here just midway through the first quarter. They're trailing 15-0.
I think we had a timeout taken, Brandon, on that last play. That's the reason for the holdup, where we had a timeout called by Mililani on the extra point attempt.
Here's Harris on for the extra point. And this will be stopped dead before the kick was away. Wait for the call. Head referee Reese Amimito against Kailua. Here we'll try it again, the extra point attempt. And the kick is good that time. Harris boots it through. Mililani on top 16-0 here with 7:20 left in the first quarter. Mililani over Kailua.
Frankly, Brandon, just looking at the score, 16-0, I'm shocked at the way this game has really opened up. Normally, I think we would have thought that the Surf Riders would come out and have a little bit better execution, but things have just not gone right for them, whether it's luck or just poor execution. But down 16-0. This is not a very good sign for Darren Johnson's Kailua team. Certainly a good sign for the Mililani Trojans, their fans, their cheerleaders, the mascot as well.
Well, one thing that's been working against Kailua is Mililani's speed. With Daniels, and then we saw some good speed by Santos on the punt return.
I don't think Kailua has helped its cause by really shooting themselves in the foot. Uelese with a fumble on the game's third play from scrimmage. He had a botched screen pass or a botched flanker or a split end screen, which resulted in a huge loss back to the 1 yard line.
Back deep, hard bottling Cathcart. This is bobbled by Cathcart, and he's brought down at the 9 yard line. So Mililani keeping the Surf Riders pinned back deep.
Again, even though this play had no negative overtones, still, you hate to see the fact that Cathcart drops the opening kickoff and then gets tackled. Well, I should say the opening kickoff, but he drops the kickoff. He can only advance the ball to about the 9 yard line.
Kailua offensively minus 16 yards total offense here tonight. We've got penalty flags down here on 1st and 10.
And the way things have gone for Kailua tonight, it wouldn't be too surprising if this penalty won against them.
Dead ball foul. Roachman. Against the offense. Still first down.
It's head referee Reese Amimoto. Mililani gets the call from Coach Johnson. We've got on first down, gonna swing it out to Harbottle. Harbottle's got to dance around, gets around one man, and he's brought down for a modest gain of about 5 yards. Finally, Harbottle gets his hands on the ball here midway through the first quarter.
Well, finally, a positive play for Kailua. I think this is something they can build on. As we'll take a look at the Pepsi replay. Inside screen on a hitch pattern, and a good job by Harbottle to get away from the cornerback, and then stretches forward and gets a nice gain of about 13 yards.
We've got a timeout on the field.
Got a problem with a helmet or some kind of equipment on one of the Mililani linebackers. That's Brada Kalahiki. A little trouble with his pads. Or actually blood. You can see the blood coming down from his elbow, so they're going to get that cleaned up. Can't come back until that blood's cleaned up.
Now 2nd down and 3. This is Lum making a nice catch for a first down. Ryan Lum, 5'9", 165-pound junior. Just good for a first down.
We'll see our no replay. And this is a quick out, or quick in. That's just a great play by Ryan Lum to climb the ladder to catch that one.
In the backfield, we've got Ualese and Dean Nakigi. And we've got a penalty on the play.
Dead ball foul. Roachman against Kailua. Still first down.
Against Kailua.
The second time that Kailua has jumped offside on this possession. Somehow you get the feeling that the Surf Riders are still kind of getting adjusted to this offense, even though this is their 3rd game of the season.
Here on first down, got it out to Harbottle, but he was stopped after maybe a 2-yard gain. And Kevin, Mililani leading 16-0, and they don't have a first down yet. Amazing.
We'll look at the replay here again. This is a terrific catch here by Harbottle, but check out the stick by the cornerback, Grant Kohagura. Actually, Kohagura looked like he was a little woozy on the play. You saw the contact was made.
2nd down and 11. Throwing for Lum. Lum's got it at the 50. Lum's got Santos to beat, and Santos is able to drag him down at the 33-yard line. Big play from Mililani to Ryan Lum.
That's a terrific job by Taleki Mililani, the quarterback for the Surf Riders. He took that 5-step drop, and we'll see it on the Royal Adventures travel replay. At the beginning of the play, he took a simple drop, checked off to his left side, pump fake, then looked to his right side, found Lum. What a terrific gain for the Surf Riders, and now it looks like they're in business.
48-yard reception by Ryan Lum. Now Kailua here on the move, 1st down and 10. Ualese in the backfield, they're going to throw again. And this is Harbottle. Harbottle with one man to beat, and he does. Touchdown, Kailua.
I think that play is exactly what the doctor ordered for Kailua. They needed this drive to result in some points, I think in the worst way. Again, they go with this inside hitch pattern to Harbottle. Nice job of Harbottle getting away from the cornerback. And check out the speed. You mentioned his speed earlier before this game started, Brandon. A terrific speed by Harbottle as he outraced a pair of Mililani Trojans to the end zone.
Here comes the extra point attempt by Kailua. The kick is up and good. Kailua on the board. They trail 16-7 here with 4:56 in the first quarter. 32-yard touchdown pass from Mililani to Harbottle. And just like that, Kailua got down the field pretty quick, Kevin.
I think that this is more of what head coach for Kailua, Darren Johnson, expected out of his team. I think what we saw when Kailua fell down 16-0 may have been a little bit of an aberration. But this is just a terrific job by Kailua coming back, facing some adversity. As we'll check out the... Oh, we were going to check out a replay. Oh, here we go. Courtesy of All Sport. Good job by Harbottle as he broke one tackle, outraced a pair of other defenders to the end zone. I think this is what Kailua really needed to get the momentum going, even though they're trailing 16-7 right now. This is the kind of drive that could be a momentum shifter.
Santos and Kaikala back deep to receive the kick for Mililani.
A little hold up here because I believe they're checking the referee's microphone, which was inoperative so far in this first quarter.
Uolese boots it away. Santos at the 11. And he runs out of blockers at the 28-yard line where he's brought down. Mililani starts out this drive at the 28. Trojans on top 16-7 here with 4:49 left in the first quarter. First down and 10 for Mililani. Kali French, the quarterback. Souza out to the left. Castillo out to the right side. French working out of the shotgun on first down. Throwing. Castillo makes the reception close to the first down marker. Tackled by Chaz Tobias.
We're going to see the air wars now for Mililani. First, we saw them kind of grind it out with Daniels at the tailback, and this time it's going to be Kali French making the connection there with Castillo.
Now first down and 10. French stays in the shotgun. With time looking downfield, has to scramble out, and he's brought down. I believe that was Cowhey. No, still on his feet, was able to regain his balance. Later brought down by Sniffen, but I believe it was Cowhey tried to trip him up. He was able to stay on his feet.
Give credit to Kali French. No one was open, so he decides to just kind of step up in the pocket as you see it collapse around him. And he give French a lot of credit for staying on his feet. Knee is nearly on the ground. There's enough presence of mind to get away from the traffic, head down the field, even though he picked up only 2 yards. And give him a lot of credit for at least getting some positive yardage instead of taking negative.
Second down, here's Daniels. Squirts through the left side, picking up a few. Kaleo there to make the tackle on Daniels. Now third down and 2.
We'll see our replay from Tanioka's. Look at Daniels. 6 foot, 210 pounds. I mean, he has a perfect physical size for college tailback, and certainly with the good size. We saw his speed earlier.
Third down and 3. Daniels gets the call again, bursts through the line. First down and just a bit more for Brian Daniels, picking up a first down.
Boy, on third down, they go back to the ground with Daniels. A lot of people expect that maybe they're going to go through the air to try and pick up that first down, so they go right back to Brian Daniels. Give credit to this offensive line, too. See how they opened up the hole, and Daniels with enough burst right to the line of scrimmage to get yardage enough to pick up the first.
Now first down and 10. French with the draw play to his fullback. This is Sequeira. Big number 48, Xavier Sequeira, rumbles down inside the 20 and down at the 17-yard line of Kailua.
Well, just when you think that it's going to be a pass play, no one else besides Daniels is going to run it. They give it on the good old-fashioned draw play to Sequeira. For a guy his size, 190 pounds, standing 5'9", shows excellent burst. Great run there by Xavier Sequeira.
Here comes Mililani, now first down and 10 on Kailua's 17-yard line. This is Daniels, but he's wrapped up immediately. Larry So'oalo wraps him up for a 2-yard loss in the backfield.
That's a terrific job by So'oalo as he got that penetration, got inside, put his shoulder right into the thighs of Daniels, and got something going defensively for Kailua. Although this penalty looks like, if the indication is, if the personal foul is indeed against Kailua, oh my.
Dead ball foul, personal foul against Kailua. No first down. Correction, second down.
Indeed, it is against Kailua. Another break for Mililani here. First quarter winding down, 1:52 left in the first quarter. Mililani leading 16-7. Now second down in just a couple. They bring in the big backfield with Daniels. Stringing out the right side. Daniels is in. Close to a touchdown. Let's see who made the call. And I believe they're going to call him out just short of the goal line. Brian Daniels.
I didn't see an indication of a touchdown, but apparently that's what they called. One of the officials on the other side of the field made the call instead of the referee who was closest to the play.
All right, here's Harris on for the extra point attempt. And it's up and good. Vance Harris boots it through after the Brian Daniels touchdown run. Mililani on top 23-7 here late in the first quarter.
That's a way to respond to a Kailua touchdown. We'll check out the replay. As you see, Daniels got a couple of good blocks. Check out the stiff arm there. And let's see, does he get in? Yep. Good replay, which shows that the referees were correct in giving Daniels the touchdown. I like what Mililani has done so far in this game, Brandon. They've come out offensively and given the Surfrider defense a bunch of different looks as far as formations are concerned. We've seen them come out with an I formation. We saw them come out with a 4-receiver set, and then they come out on the first down. They come out, and just when we think that they may line up in a regular, maybe a 2-back or go back to the 4-receiver formation, they come out in a wishbone, and they give it to Daniels, and that wishbone formation supplies a pair of extra blockers at the line of scrimmage, and a result where Daniels is in for a second touchdown of the game.
Daniels 4 carries, 95 yards with a pair of touchdowns for Brian Daniels. On the squib kick, we've got a loose football. Mililani falls on it. Let's see who has possession. Mililani's got it. Tried the low liner. Turned into a loose football, and Mililani Trojans fell on it.
Boy, you think the Trojans are sending a message today? I think they came out in this game wanting to prove themselves. I think some people may have taken Mililani for granted. Everyone said that, hey, Kailua, they were a great team for the last couple of years, that they were going to come in and give Mililani a difficult time here at Aloha Stadium, when it is, in fact, the other way around.
Kevin, you just talked about it a moment ago. Here's Mililani now with 4 receivers. Daniels will be in the backfield. We've got a An equipment problem, apparently, by J.K. Kailua.
There's something wrong with this helmet strap. Looks like it just won't get it won't get snapped on.
Okay, Kailua will sit this one out. First down and 10, Mililani in a 31. French trying to roll out and throw, has got a pocket, looking for Morris, overthrown and into the hands of Mickey Cathcart, who couldn't hold on.
Kind of a difficult play for French there. Tried to look downfield. A good job by the Kailua defensive backs, kind of holding their ground, not allowing the receivers to gain any separation.
Now second down and 10. I formation behind French. He's got Daniels and Sequeira. This is the delayed handoff to Daniels, rolling, but he's stopped just past the line of scrimmage. Picking up a few on the play, Brian Daniels.
And we'll see our no foods replay. Kailua getting some penetration, but Daniels is just so strong. He just runs through some of those arm tackles, breaks through the line, and gets a nice 5-yard gain.
Credit Ualese with the tackle. Now third down and 6. French on the option play pitches it out to Daniels, who I believe got enough for the first down at the 20-yard line.
Well, so far, Brandon, I think of all the games that we've seen so far in this young season, I don't believe that we have seen a team like Mililani who has come out and given so much different looks. This time they go out in an I formation option play. You see Daniels struggling to pick up the first down, but we've seen Mililani come out in a wishbone formation. We've seen them come out in a 4-wide set with trips to the near side. We see them go I formation option.
And that's the end of the first quarter here at Aloha Stadium. Mililani on top 23-7. And Daniels now has 106 yards here in the first quarter, Kev.
Averaging just over 20 yards per carry in this game. And you talk about domination, Mililani.
And Kev, we're going to take just a quick break here after the first quarter. This is Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports. Back here at Aloha Stadium, Mililani coach James Millwood on the sidelines.
You see Coach Millwood on the field. There is some discussion now as to about a timeout that was apparently called. I believe I know the referees are discussing that. You see Coach Millwood still on the field, but Mililani actually called a timeout right when the clock expired. So there was some question as to whether the officials were going to put a second back on the clock before the second quarter actually got underway.
Kailua coach Darren Johnson. His team trailing 23-7, and Mililani's got the ball at Kailua's 20-yard line. First down and 10. Here's French on the misdirection play to Morris. Kepa Morris picking up just a couple penalty markers on the play.
Probably see illegal procedure or illegal formation called against Mililani.
Procedure call, 6-man line against the offense, still first down.
Illegal procedure against Mililani will move them back 5 yards. Now first down and 15. Daniels and Sequeira, I formation in the backfield. Morris slides out to the slot receiver position. Here's Daniels, a lot of room to run. Brian Daniels easily in for the touchdown for Mililani.
Boy, Daniels makes this look so effortless. Did you see how the way he just simply glided on the turf? I mean, there was really no break in his stride. It looked like a gazelle out there running wild out in the savannah. This is just an incredible performance we're seeing by Brian Daniels. Kind of a long strider. And again, he did not break his stride. Ran full speed from the time he got that handoff all the way until he got into the end zone.
Harris's extra point attempt is good. So the Trojans jump out to a 30-7 lead with 11:48 left in the first half.
And here's our Hawaiian Airlines replay of this Brian Daniels touchdown. Look at this effortless, great blocking by not only the offensive line, but by the receivers upfield as well. Untouched. Brian Daniels goes all the way untouched into the end zone. We'll check it out from our end zone camera. Great blocking, and then Daniels with that terrific speed, and he's into the end zone. And again, look at the way he's so effortless in his running towards the end zone.
There you see our line score. Mililani 30-7. Here with 11:48 left in the second quarter. Kailua only 2 first downs tonight. And Daniels, 7 carries for 131 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Kevin, a lot of football here to go at Aloha Stadium.
I think you got to remember also that Mililani, the 8th ranked team coming into this game, ranked 8th according to the HawaiiSportsNetwork.com coaches and media poll. Kailua came in ranked number 10. Not a close game as the rankings would indicate.
And Harris kicks it out of bounds. That'll be an illegal procedure call. Kailua will get good field position here at the 35-yard line. Well, decent.
Vance Harris, there you see him. Good-sized field goal today. Other than that one shank of that extra point, he's had a good game so far. Harris, a member of the Mililani High School soccer team, in fact, is the goalie for that club, which is a perennial player in the state high school soccer tournament here at Aloha Stadium.
Procedure, kick out of bounds. Kailua elected to take the ball on the 35-yard line.
Let's see how Kailua responds, trailing 30-7. There's a light mist now falling here at Aloha Stadium.
You notice how quickly Kailua came out of this huddle. He came out really quickly, ran up to the line of scrimmage.
Mailau, he's looking for Lum, now looks to Harbottle's side, and he's sacked. Hoku Patak came in to sack him.
That's the exact same play that Kailua tried back in the first quarter, a play which led them to its only touchdown of the game, a Royal Adventure Travel replay. This is that play as you see the sack. This is the play where Mailau will check to his left and then try to throw it, a lob pass to the other side of the field over to Lum, but a good job by the cornerback on that play.
Mailau, quick drop, looking for Harbottle. Harbottle takes a whap at the 40. Baranowski came in to put a stick on him. The pass was overthrown.
We've seen some hard hitting by this Mililani Trojans team. We've seen a couple of good whacks on a punt return. We've seen some terrific defensive hits defensively, and you mentioned Baranowski on that last play, even resulting in that incomplete pass. We're going to get an equipment problem. Looks like number 31 for Mililani runs off to get his uniform looked at.
31 is Andrew Aki. Light mist falling here at Aloha Stadium. We've got gusty trade winds at times. And now it's getting wet. Mailau looking for Lum, but Lum, I believe he caught it. looked from up here as if it hit the turf before he caught it. They're calling it a reception. It's going to be short of a first down, however.
I don't know if Kailua is going to have any choice. They're going to go for it here on fourth down in their own territory, down by 23. You talk about a calculated risk by Darren Johnson going it on fourth down this deep in his own territory.
Fourth down and 3. And Mailau's going to take a timeout with a crucial fourth down and 3 play here with 10:24 left in the first half.
Well, no doubt a ploy by Kailua, I think, in an effort to try and draw Mililani off sides, or their defensive line off sides, get them to bite on the call. But I don't know if Kailua has true intention. Obviously, they had no true intentions of snapping it.
We're going to take a timeout here with 10:24 left in the first half of play. Mililani 30, Kailua 7. This is Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports. Welcome back to Aloha Stadium, the Mililani sideline. Coach James Millwood and his Trojans have a 30-7 lead. Fourth down and 3. Lum overthrown, incomplete on fourth down. That'll give Mililani the football now. Change of possession. They cannot convert on that.
Well, Lum was open. He was open. Unfortunately for the Surf Riders, Mailau, the quarterback, just had that pass sail on him, and we'll check out the replay. You see Lum was open, but he just threw it about 3-4 feet too high. And again, a calculated risk by Coach Johnson and his staff to go for it on fourth down, deep in his own territory.
First down and 10, Mililani. There, Kailua's 41-yard line. This time, Daniels gets wrapped up near the line of scrimmage for no gain.
I think at this juncture, Brandon, right now with a 23-point lead, I think Mililani is going to, again, continue to try and run its game plan as they give it to Daniels. Good job of the defensive line coming over, making that swarming tackle on Daniels.
Second down and 10. French gives to Morris, who is tackled at the line again. No gain. Brought down by Sniffen. Also Levi Manutai, number 8 there. 6'2", 245 pounds Levi is.
And also a penalty marker on the play. I think this is going to go against Mililani. Apparently, looks like it's going to be a holding penalty.
We have holding against Mililani. Still first down. Second down.
We're going to see it again. We're going to see the hold on our Menehune bottled water replay. Let's see if we can pick it up right there in the middle of your screen. Is the offensive lineman. We couldn't catch his number, but as he tried to push the nose tackle out of the way, you saw him grab a hold under his shoulder pads to push the nose tackle away from the ball carrier.
Here's Mililani facing second down and 19. French with loads of time, fires. It's caught by Castillo. Castillo trying to spin, loose football. Kailua picks up the fumble. Castillo trying to dance around and make something happen, lost the ball.
Yeah, like you said, Brandon, trying to make something happen, and you have to give credit to players who have, that willpower to try and get that extra yard or two, but a lot of times also it comes back to haunt you. We'll see it here on this replay as we'll take a look at Edgar Castillo. Watch him as he breaks a couple tackles. As he tried to spin, got the ball knocked away. And it looked like that Cody Teixeira Vickery was the guy who got his helmet in there to pop the ball loose.
Kailua with the fumble recovery. Kailua now first down and 10. Play action pass. Looking deep, but pass pattern was ran incorrectly by Ryan Lum. There's confusion by the quarterback. Lum ran a post, and Mililani threw the go pattern.
That was an excellent play fake, too. I mean, I think it had a lot of people fooled on that play action play. Just one of those things where there's miscommunication deep down in the secondary. As you mentioned, the receiver Lum going to his left, Mililani going to the right.
Lum coming out. Throw here, actually, Lum, it makes the catch for a pickup of 6. Mililani to Ryan Lum.
Terrific catch there by Lum. As we'll see our D-trick replay. Good out pattern here by Lum. Good fundamental as he catches. As soon as his hands make contact with the ball, he securely snugs it right in his chest area. Hangs on for positive yardage.
Mililani 9 of 12 for 121 yards. Throws again. Pass is caught by Harbottle. Still on his feet at the 45-yard line. There's Brenton Harbottle picking up a first down for Kailua.
Tanioka's replay coming up here. And I think this is a case, Brandon, is Kailua's offense is really taking what the Mililani defense is giving them. The last 3 pass plays we've seen Kailua try to go to those quick inside hitch patterns. This time they go to Brenton Harbottle for a great pickup.
Mililani completing 10 of 19 here on first down. Uelese gets the carry. No gain. Again, Mililani 10 for 13 for 140 yards. Pardon me.
That's Brother Kalahiki on the stop for Mililani. We'll see Uelese take it up right up the middle, and there's a good job there by Kalahiki to get penetration, to find a hole, slip past the offensive lineman, and to make that tackle.
We've got a timeout. Uelese is getting his helmet worked on down there. A lot of equipment trouble here today, Kev.
I don't know why. We've seen maybe about, so far, 6 or 7 players who've walked off the field with either blood on their jerseys or whether the straps on their helmet won't function properly or shoulder pad problems.
Ryan Lum, 5 receptions, 54 yards. Harbottle on the other side's got 4 receptions, 69 yards. So Teleki Mililani getting the passes to his receivers. Not this time, however. Pass intended for Lum. Incomplete.
Ryan Lum got a shot from Jose Santos. Pass was well over the head of Lum, but Santos just came right under and undercut. Or Santos came and undercut Lum. And Lum took a hard spill to the turf.
Third down and 9 for Kailua. Mililani, he's looking for Harbottle deep. Harbottle's got it in. Touchdown! Brenton Harbottle.
That's a great adjustment on Harbottle's part. First, you got to give credit to that offensive line. Mililani brought everything except the kitchen sink. They brought in a 7-man blitz. Good job by that offensive line protecting Mililani. That pass was actually underthrown slightly. Good adjustment by Harbottle. As we'll check out the replay. Watch Harbottle. He's going to come back to catch that pass. The cornerback, Derek Baranowski, had no idea where that football was, and give credit to both that offensive line and also to Harbottle connecting on that touchdown. Looks like we're going to have a block there. Chasden Kaikala, number 21, I believe was the guy who blocked that extra point.
Harbottle with that touchdown reception. That's his 5th reception. He's got a pair of touchdowns for 102 yards. There's our scoreboard with 7:13 left in the second quarter. Meanwhile, Mailao playing very well today. 10 of 14 for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns for Teleki Mailao.
Brenton Harbottle, 5'9", 175-pound junior. Certainly, last year, Kailua had a very dangerous receiver in Brada Choi Fu. Choi Fu, of course, going on, leaving the program because of graduation, and certainly Harbottle has been one of the guys that I think Darren Johnson is relying on to take over for someone with the capabilities of a Brada Choi Fu in this offensive set for Kailua.
Ikaika Choi Fu is the starting cornerback for the Surf Riders this year. And the kick is away, taken at the 17-yard line. This is Santos out across the 30 to the 31, Jose Santos. 11-yard return by Santos.
We see Chaz Tobias on the stop for Kailua. We'll see this return here by Jose Santos as he takes this short kickoff. Good tackling there. That's fundamental tackling by Chaz Tobias.
First down 10 for Mililani at their own 32-yard line. Daniels gets the call, bursts through the line of scrimmage, first down. Brian Daniels with one man to beat, and he trips him up. It was Kepa Kailua with the touchdown-saving tackle.
I was just about to say that, for Kailua, if they're going to get back in this game, they need to have a defensive stop. They're not going to do it if they're going to allow big plays like this. We'll check out our Pepsi replay. Great blocking. You see the offensive lineman. That's what they call a good old-fashioned trap block. Daniels puts on that speed. And if it's not for Kailua, I think Daniels has his 3rd touchdown of the evening.
You can tack on another 27 yards to Daniels' rushing total here in the first half. Statistician Al Morikami helping us with some stats.
We got failure to wear required equipment. It's an unsportsmanlike foul against the Mililani coach.
Statistician Al now says 9 carries, 158 yards rushing for Brian Daniels.
Boy, an unsportsmanlike conduct play by Mililani. Pushes them all the way back, almost to midfield.
Now first down and 25. Let's see how Mililani makes up for it. You stay on the ground with Daniels, or do you let French go to the air with it? It's going to be Daniels. And he's tackled by Kaleo. Pickup of just a few on the play by Daniels as Kaleo wrapped him up at the feet.
Noticing that Kailua, even though Mililani is faced with first down and long, what they're doing is kind of stacking up that defense, putting almost 8 guys at the line of scrimmage, as we'll see this replay. This time the Kailua defense wins that battle.
Second down and 23. French throws over the middle. It's caught by Santos for a pickup of about 10 to Santos. It'll bring up the 3rd down situation.
And Amon Kaleo making the tackle. You'll see this in pattern here by Jose Santos. And Santos has actually played a decent game as well with a punt return for a touchdown. A couple of nice catches. I think you got to give a lot of credit also to quarterback Kali French. French has done a great job of spotting his receivers when he drops back to pass. And also
3rd down and 16, Kevin. They're going to dump it off to the fullback. He had one blocker out in front of him. He's got another downfield, but it's going to be well short of a first down. Penalty marker's down. He's 10 yards shy of a first down. Let's see what the call is.
The penalty could be for possibly some kind of illegal block.
Indeed it is, against Kailua.
We'll see our Royal Travel Adventure replay. Let's see if we can pick up that illegal block. Right there, you see Josh Uelese tries to go down, and as he saw that big offensive lineman get in his way, he kind of put his head down. That is illegal. You cannot do that in high school. In the colleges and the professional ranks, of course, that is illegal. That is legal, I should say. But in the high school,
We have a
you
low
cannot.
block against the defense. It's first down.
In the high school ranks, you cannot go below the knees, whether you're offensive or defensive. Can't go and try to take someone's legs out.
So instead of a 4th down and 10, Mililani now 1st down and 10 at Kailua's 19-yard line. French to throw, but he's sacked.
No, Daniels has got it.
Holy smokes, what a fake. Was totally faked out by that.
I think this was the old Statue of Liberty play, but obviously it was some kind of draw play, Brandon. But I'm not sure if that might have been the old Statue of Liberty for a while there. You're right. I was following the quarterback, Collie French. We'll see it on our replay. Yeah, you know what? It's a good old-fashioned draw play, and give credit to Collie French for perfectly disguising that play, fooling the cameramen, the announcers, and also the front line of that Kailua defense.
1st down and goal for Mililani. This is Daniels, and he's going to come up a yard short.
One of the few times in this game where Kailua has won the battle up front. Again, for the 2nd time, or the 3rd time in this game, Mililani goes with a full house wishbone backfield. We've seen a couple of times that Mililani have success with that particular formation. Not here, as the Surf Riders bottle up Daniels on the run.
Cathcart and Sniffen combine on the tackle. 2nd down and goal at the 1. The officials have blown the whistle.
That's Jake Kikaula jogging off the field. Looks like we got some blood there by Kikaula right on his elbows.
So Uelese comes in for Kekaula. 3 big backs in the backfield. This is Daniels plowing through. Touchdown, Mililani.
I think if I'm not mistaken, this could be Daniels' 4th touchdown.
Al,
His 4th touchdown of the game. Thank you, Al Morikami. Again, they go with this full house backfield, and one of the guys in the backfield, defensive lineman John Zachman, number 62, helped to lead the way as Daniels plows in the end zone for another 6.
Vance Harris on for the extra point attempt. And it's good. Mililani now leading 37-13, leading Kailua. We're here with 3:37 left in the 1st half. Mililani with 7 first downs. Kailua only 3 today.
And Brandon, I think that's probably the most surprising aspect of this game. You look at the amount of points that have been put up in this game, 50 total points combined with both teams. Yet, look at the first downs. Only 10 first downs recorded between both squads. All Sport replay coming up as we're going to see the touchdown once again. See that backfield? And then one of the wing backs, that's Zachman, number 62, helping to lead the charge as Daniels puts his head down for the touchdown.
A lot to smile about on that Mililani bench right now as the offense takes a breather. 3 minutes, 37 seconds left in the 1st half of play. Coach Millwood, his offense showing a lot of firepower. Running and passing, they've had success today.
Again, just the way that Mililani has come out and given Kailua, their defense, a bunch of different looks throughout the game, whether it's the wishbone set, 4 receiver formation, double slot, I formation.
lot of points here in this first half. Kevin, you said 50. Here, and the first half isn't even over yet.
And again, the surprising aspect, Brandon, you look at for all the points that are being scored, the lack of first downs. 10 combined first downs between both clubs. Again, an indication of maybe some sloppy play. There have been a couple of turnovers which have resulted in some cheap touchdowns.
Punt return for a
Punt
touchdown.
return, right?
Here's first down. Milao throws to Harbottle. It's complete on the slant play. We've got a penalty flag on the play. Pickup of 7 yards.
Harbottle took a shot as he came in on that quick inside pattern. That flag was thrown as soon as he got nailed.
Penalty against the Mililani Trojans.
That's for pass
Pass
interference.
interference against the defense. First down.
Well, they're not going to take the play. Instead, they're going to take the yardage, Brandon, and they're going to actually wipe out the play, take the penalty. We'll see the Banihune Water replay. Let's see if we can see that pass interference play. Hard to tell, really, from that angle, although it looked like that Baranowski was the guy who committed that infraction.
Milao looking for Lum and threw his hands. Had to look back for it. Hit him in both hands and slipped through.
It's a tough play for the receiver to make. With the ball coming straight over your head, you're looking backwards. That's got to be one of the toughest plays to make in all of football. Trying to make the catch with the ball directly coming right over your head. We'll see this replay again by Milao as he gets a nice pass downfield. Tries to go over the shoulder, just outside of the reach of Ryan Lum.
Milao, 12 of 17 on the night for 180 yards. Kailua having success through the air. Here's Milao again. Lum makes the catch this time, I believe. Indeed, he did for a first down.
That's a terrific combination. You talked about the fact, and as we'll look at our Dietrich replay of Milao connecting with Lum, we thought that we were going to see the connection of Lum to Harbottle. We have called that combination on a number of occasions tonight, but we've also, I think, with much more frequency, called the combination of Milao to Lum.
Pair of great receivers for Kailua this year. Milao scrambling out. And he's tackled for no gain.
Hoku Patok on your screen right there, chasing Milao from behind. We'll see our replay once again. That's Patok. Excuse me, that was Kaipo Patok. And then we'll see the other Patok, Hoku Patok, chase him down.
Second down and 9. He's going to throw to Harbottle. This time pass is intercepted. Dietrich Baranowski with the interception at midfield.
Well, Kailua tried once again to go with the play, which has proven to be quite successful to them, checking off on one side, going back to the other side. Unfortunately, this time for Kailua, Milao, you see him check off to the right and fire to his left. Looks like that ball may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage as he attempted to get that pass, that inside slant to Brendan Harbottle. And as you said, Baranowski was Johnny on the spot to make that pick.
Big play by Derek Baranowski. First down and 10 for Mililani. Wrapped up at the line this time. Kaleo was in there to stop Kappa Morris.
Morris came in and took that handoff. Just got run right into by Kaleo. 6'1", 250-pounder.
Four receivers this time. Daniels is split out to the right in the slot, but this is going to be Morris spinning for no gain. No gain by Kepa Morris on second down, now third down and 11.
Right now, really no hurry for Mililani to get some plays underway, as there's only about a minute left to play in this first half with this comfortable 24-point lead.
Mililani on top 37-13 as the first half winds down. Kylie French with a 3rd down and 10. French gives to Morris, spinning and nothing there for Kepa Morris.
Well, Coach Millwood trying to see if he could get his backup tailback, Kepa Morris, some plays. Of course, we've seen the success that Brian Daniels has had today, as you see Morris get stuffed, and Kailua calling a timeout with 33 seconds left, trying to see if they can get one more crack down the field before the halftime buzzer goes off.
Coach Johnson with referee Reese Amimoto.
You know, we mentioned that earlier that James Millwood has done a nice job of turning Mililani around to the power that they are now, but also Coach Johnson for Kailua coming over from Kahuku. Of course, Kailua and Kahuku have a little bit of a rivalry going. Coach Johnson, otherwise known as DJ to some of his peers, has done a sensational job with Kailua. I think a lot of people remember the high expectations they had this year. Unfortunately for them, getting eliminated by Waimea in the state playoffs.
Mililani boots it away, and the punt is taken at the 21 and tackled immediately by Kalahiki. It was Cathcart with the return for no gain.
This has been a Mililani defense which has been very stingy. You'll see Brother Kalahiki be the guy right there to make that stop on Cathcart on that punt return.
25 seconds left in the second quarter. Let's see what Kailua can do here. They're out of timeouts. Mailau looking for Ryan Lum incomplete.
Mililani, of course, is going to take no chances whatsoever. They got a pair of twin safety valves all the way back, some 20 yards down the field, so they're not going to take any chances of Kailua getting a cheap touchdown before the halftime whistle.
"20 seconds. Clock stopped at 20 seconds after the incomplete pass. 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Mililani leading 37-13. We've got trips to the near side. Mailau stepping up. Penalty flag is down, and Mailau is tackled after a gain of 2 yards on the scramble. Kaipo Patak made the tackle.
Also a penalty marker on the play. It's going to go against Kailua. Referees are talking with Kalahiki, the defensive captain.
We have a procedure call, 6-man line against the offense, still second down.
I think there's nothing more frustrating than to be called for a penalty and to have your guys out of formation. It's got to be one of the most frustrating things in all of football, to not have your guys lined up in the proper way.
4 wide receivers for Mailau. He's going deep. I believe that is Cathcart. Incomplete. Pass tipped away. Pass intended for Mickey Cathcart.
Baranowski, the guy who, with a leap of faith really, and tipped that ball away from the receiver. If Baranowski doesn't make that play, I think Harbottle is gone. Check it out. Great play by Derek Baranowski. He's already made an interception. Tipped that pass away from Mikey Cathcart. Could have easily been 6 points for Kailua.
So it looks like they'll try to heave it up one more play. 8 seconds left in the first half. Mililani looking to his right this time, and he's going to be sacked. John Zachman came in with the sack on Teleki Mililani, and that is the end of the first half of play here at Aloha Stadium.
I think if you're head coach for Kailua, Darren Johnson, you got to be happy that this first half of play is finally over, surrendering 37 Trojan points in the first half. And you got to wonder to yourself, what is he going to tell his team once his players are securely in the locker room?
Well, they're going to need to know how to stop Brian Daniels, which has been a tough prospect here today. Al, what's Daniels' total here in the first half? 11 carries, about 158 yards, is that right? And that'll do it for first half action here at Aloha Stadium. Back with second half action in just a moment.
Welcome back to Aloha Stadium for second half action of this OIA game between Mililani and Kailua. Halftime score was 37-13. I'm Donald Belena along with my broadcast partner, Kevin Hashira, as we kick off the second half. And running up the field is the Kailua receiver, number 10, that is Brenton Harbottle, and he goes downfield and he gets a nice pickup, and he's finally brought down at the 38-yard line.
I think this is the play, Donald, that Kailua needs to get back into this ball game, trailing by 24 at the half. Talking with our first half play-by-play announcer, Brandon Foth, and he mentioned that this kid, Harbottle, an exciting young player, and he proves it right here on this kickoff return. You saw him a couple of occasions almost get stripped here on this return, but a good effort by Harbottle. He takes it up the right sideline for great gain on the kickoff return. I think exactly what Kailua needed to start the half.
First and 10, ball on the 38-yard line. Ball goes to Harbottle, that exciting young player that you just mentioned, and he's finally brought down at the 50-yard line. So he's at midfield. He showed flashes of some of his brilliance in the first half, but of course overshadowed by the Brian Daniels show.
Oh, he really was. Brian Daniels had an exceptional, maybe exceptional is an understatement or the wrong adjective to describe, but this has been an exciting combo as well, as we'll see the replay of Teleki Mililani as he goes to Brenton Harbottle. Good inside hook pattern that he throws in. Results in a good first down.
Mililani taking the snap over there, first down right at midfield, and he throws off to his right-hand side, misses his receiver, who was number 5, Mickey Cathcart.
Cathcart did the exact same thing. Instead of the inside hook, they decided to go with a hook to the outside. Cathcart not there to receiver. Actually, he was there, but not a best of passes thrown there by Teleki Mililani, threw it just in front of his receiver.
As we take a look at Coach Darren Johnson for the Kailua Surf Riders, and he's yelling like crazy because the play clock is going down. Mililani just barely gets a snap on that one, runs around for his life in the backfield, tucks it away, goes off to his right-hand side, gets chased out to the sideline, and finally gets pushed out by number 45, that is Brada Kalahiki.
Well, the pocket is collapsing around Teleki Mililani, and Mililani scoots down that right sideline. We'll take a look at this replay once again, as you'll see Mililani escaping from the pocket. Then he just tucks that ball under, starts running down the field. A very good pickup on the play.
Just what the doctor needed for a prescription on the Kailua offense. First drive, their first and 10, ball at the 23-yard line. Hopefully now that they're almost in the red zone, they can punch this in to make this a closer game. Mililani throws downfield and almost gets intercepted by number 21, Chasden Kaikala.
Oh, Kaikala was there. He should have probably had that interception. It's one of those instances where you're just back there trying to backpedal, and you get so excited the ball's coming your way, you'll actually just drop that INT. Again, they go and they fake that out pattern, and then the receiver heads upfield. Ball thrown just behind the intended receiver. As you took a look at Kailua coming up with what maybe should have been an interception.
And that would have been a heck of a momentum breaker right there. And Mililani drops back, doesn't find any receivers downfield, tucks it down, goes down the middle, and it looks like it might get called back as we have some dirty laundry on the field.
The penalty marker right in the backfield of Kailua, so without question a holding penalty is going to push not only the ball back but nullify another terrific game for Teleki Mililani.
Head referee talking to some of the captains at the Mililani side of the ball.
We have a hold on Kailua. Replay second down.
That holding penalty slows things down a bit for the Surf Riders, and we'll take a look at here on the replay.
Boy, it really does. Let's see if we can maybe pick up this holding penalty. Again, the pocket collapsing around him. Unfortunately, you don't see the holding penalty against Mililani. But again, a good effort by Mililani as the pocket was collapsing once again. Just took it straight up the middle for what was a decent game.
Mililani drops back, sets up the screen to number 9. That is Ryan Lum. He takes it down the middle. Finally gets brought down by number 21, Chasden Kailua.
That was an excellent play to call in that situation on second down and long yardage, second and 23 to be exact. That is the perfect play to call. Mililani had come in on a nickel blitz. They had brought 6 guys in. Kailua kind of suckered them into the inside and threw that screen pass to Lum. As you mentioned, Donald, if it's not for Kailua, Lum's in the end zone for 6.
So far, the offense looked like they've had a nice talking to in the locker room and made some adjustments. Are moving the ball real nicely downfield. Either we had a little busted play over there or that was a designed quarterback sneak going down the middle.
The second time that we've seen Teleki Mililani having problems with his helmet as he calls a timeout. I'll tell you what, though. Hate to say any bad things, but in that instance, I think Kailua may have just wasted a timeout. All Mililani had to do was tell the referees that his helmet was busted up, and then they get a free timeout. Instead, he decides to burn a very precious timeout, although down by 24. It's kind of hard to say what's going to happen down the stretch if that timeout is going to be needed. But then again, you don't want to risk having your starting quarterback come out of the game and having a new guy come in and risking maybe a turnover, a fumble on the snap, or throwing an interception.
Exactly, and we're going to see how this is going to affect the rest of the game. With 9 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter, they called their first timeout. Mililani is not having himself a real bad game. He's 15 of 25 for 226 yards, so he's been moving the offense. It's just that they've had some problems with either penalties or turnovers. We got it now, 2nd and 9, ball on the 11-yard line. Mililani takes the snap, sets up possibly another screen down to Lum, going right down the middle, untouched for a touchdown.
Exact same play that they ran just a few plays ago, that inside screen to the slot receiver. Again, the Mililani defense was drawn in, although there was a couple of guys who kind of smelled that play out. We'll see it on the replay once again. You saw a couple of the Mililani defenders kind of not buying it, but unfortunately that ball was put in the right place. Lum was there at the right time, and he scoots into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, it was almost like Groundhog Day or deja vu, because we saw the exact same play just a couple of plays ago. They're going to set up for the 2-point conversion right now. Mililani sets up behind center, runs a bootleg, nearly slips and falls, and puts it in for 2.
Excellent play fake by Mililani. The defenders, the defensive ends who came inside, were keying on the running back, and that was a great play fake by Mililani. And also give him credit for doing a terrific job at the line of scrimmage, allowing him to get past some of the defensive linemen and into the end zone for an important 2-point conversion. We'll see the replay again on the D-Trek replay. Great play fake. And then it's just a matter of Mililani wanting it the most as he jukes his way through traffic and dives into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
As we saw after the play, Coach Darren Johnson for the Surf Riders, and we take a look at the rundown score over here. Mililani 37, Kailua 21. Again, as I was alluding to, what was happening was as the offensive unit started coming off the field, we saw the intensity in the face of Coach Darren Johnson, and it's starting to transcend onto his players onto the field. Now Mailao doing it from the air again. He's 16 of 26, 237 yards. He's got 3 touchdowns to his credit, and he also showed his athleticism by taking it in for 2 points. Receiving the kickoff is Santos, looking for some daylight, looks off to his left-hand side, runs downfield, breaks a couple of tackles, and is finally brought down out of bounds by the kicker at about the 46, 47-yard line.
We talked earlier about the big playability of Brian Daniels, the Mililani running back. But I think this young fella has also had a terrific game too. Jose Santos, the wide receiver, then the kick returner for the Trojans. He takes it right up the middle, following his blockers. You can tell that he's really not doing this on a lot of deliberately on a lot of speed. You notice that he's just kind of slowing up and waiting for his blockers to form around him, and gets a very good return.
1st and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. On the delay over there was number 48. That is Xavier Sequiera, listed here at 5'9", 190 pounds.
And Sequeira has played a number of multiple positions. We've seen him line up not only as a single back in a one-back formation, we've also seen him line up as an I back or as a fullback in the I formation like he did right here. He also played a slot receiver as well when Mililani had decided that they want to go into a 4-receiver set.
Pretty decent pickup on that play. It's 2nd and 7. We're set up on the 49-yard line. Ball going down the middle again to Sequiera. He bulldozes himself forward, picks up about 2 to 3 yards on that play.
Sequeira being the bread and butter guy, trying to use his frame, 5'9", 190 pounds, to hammer through this Kailua Surf Rider defense. We all know that Daniels is the speed back. The power back is Xavier Sequeira.
As we take a good look at Coach James Millwood, pretty happy with what's gone on so far. And the quarterback, French, looks downfield and finds his receiver, number 80, and that is Edgar Castillo. And we have some dirty laundry on the field, and we're going to see if this play stands.
This play is going to come back. I think we're going to get a holding penalty called against Mililani.
We have a procedure call on Mililani. Replay 3rd down.
Well, false start actually is the official call.
That's going to set us up at 3rd down. It looks like it's going to be at the original line of scrimmage or just in front of it, about 9.5, 10 yards. French sets up in the shotgun formation, looks downfield, gets flushed out to his right-hand side, floats it down the middle, and goes over everybody. Intended receiver over there was number 80, and that was Edgar Castillo.
Well, Castillo was open, but just for a brief second.
Now this is a rarity for the Mililani Trojans. I believe this is only the 2nd punt of the night. So Kailua doing what they had to do, taking the opening kickoff, scoring some points, and hopefully they keep the momentum going up to make this game a little bit more interesting. Back to punt, number 11, Vance Harris receives the snap. Looks like he's angling off to his right-hand side, floats it up. And Mililani scrambles around like somebody from Kailua touches that ball, and as we get the indication, it will be Mililani ball down at the 18-yard line.
We got to check. There's a penalty flag at the Kailua 35-yard line. As they check it out, we'll check out the Price Busters replay. Vance Harris, the Mililani soccer player, off to punt. Let's see if this ball does indeed touch a Kailua Surf. Oh, yeah, right there. It hits right off of the head.
No flag. 1st down.
It glanced right off the helmet of Jay Kikaula. Oh, man.
1st down.
Real unfortunate play just when they stopped him on that one possession. Thank you, Mr. Referee.
I think it's just one of those situations. I don't think that was entirely Kekawa's fault. That is up to the responsibility of the kick returner. They have to yell out clear if they think the ball is in danger of touching one of their own teammates.
Mililani lining up in one of their multiple formations, and they lined up in the wishbone that time. Making the carry over there was number 25, Kepa Morris.
Well, Morris, we've seen him a lot more here in the second and these early third quarter period, as we have yet to see Brian Daniels even touch the football here in the second half. And I'm just kind of wondering if maybe James Millwood not taking a chance on getting his star running back injured.
Play clock running down to 5 seconds, and we have French calling timeout, hoping to save a play. They're in the red zone. It's 2nd and 7, ball on the 14-yard line, and with an opportunity to score over here and get the 7 points back, Coach Millwood calls his squad to the side over there, and they're going to decide what the heck they're going to do to possibly get another score.
Well, this has really not been the night for Kailua High School. Remember, they had that very extreme slow start to the first half, fumbling the ball away on their very first possession. There you take a look right behind the mess of players. The gentleman who is looking to his left, that is star running back Brian Daniels, who has had an outstanding game this evening. Number 35 in the middle of your screen. What a terrific, terrific athlete he is. Now, talking with James Millwood, the head coach earlier for Mililani earlier this week, saying that Daniels is a legitimate Division I star. And there's Coach Johnson, a very frustrated Coach Johnson probably.
In the wishbone formation again, Mililani. French fakes down the middle, looks off to his right-hand side, has a receiver. They're going to call him out of bounds, and at the same time we have some yellow flags to decipher down over here in the middle of the field.
Penalty is in the secondary area. I'm not wondering if this could be some kind of illegal contact in the secondary against Kailua. We'll see it again on our Midas replay. We're not going to see the penalty, but we're going to see this terrific effort here. Watch this. That's a great effort to hold on to that football. Ball pops
Illegal
out.
man downfield. Mililani. Replay 2nd down.
Well, regardless, this penalty pushes it back. Illegal blocker downfield. One of the offensive linemen just kind of straying downfield too far.
Finally making my number decipher over here. The intended receiver over there going 2 ways is number 44, Kaipo Pata. Lining up in the wishbone formation one more time. French hands off to Morris. Picks up some nice yardage going down. And it looks like it's going to be 3rd down and a long 10.
Again, we are not seeing Brian Daniels. He is on the sidelines. There's no indication of injury. And again, with Mililani up by 16, maybe he could just be getting some rest for the rest of this second half, as you'll take a look at Kepa Morris go straight up the gut.
3rd and 9, ball at the 16-yard line. French loops it over, and we're getting all kind of indication over here. We have a yellow flag down. We have an official call touchdown. We have another one called
Pass
out of bounds.
interference against the defense. It's refused. Touchdown.
And there we go. We have the whole story over there. On the receiving end for the Mililani Trojans that time again was number 44, Kaipo Patak.
That's a sensational catch by Patak, the tight end / defensive end. Check out the great hands by the big guy. Patak, 6 feet 2 inches, 220 pounds.
Extra point goes right through the gut. That brings our score up to 44-21 in favor of the Mililani Trojans.
As you see the score, and again, alluding back to Coach Johnson, as you'll take a look at Kaipo Patak with that last touchdown reception. But it's got to be a frustrating night for Kailua coach Darren Johnson, who has seen his team surrender plays that have given Mililani free opportunities to put points on the scoreboard. Again, we mentioned the slow start in the second half, a fumble resulting in a quick Mililani touchdown. First play from scrimmage, Mililani with a great blocking and also some missed tackling by Kailua, resulting in the touchdown by Brian Daniels in the first play from scrimmage. Also a couple of turnovers, a punt return that was botched.
As you saw briefly there on the screen, number 44, Kaipo Patak, and how ironic his number shows the score that the Mililani Trojans have right now, 44, and he's doing a stalwart job also on defense. As we set up for a kickoff over here, and Harris just kind of bloops it over there, and receiving the kick was number 12, and that was Dean Naki, and he steps out of bounds at about the 22-23 yard line.
You got to wonder how the momentum would have been different in this game had the punt not knocked the J.K. Kaula, the blocking back. Had he not had that ball hit him in the head on that last Mililani punt, how the outcome of that last drive would have been different.
Well, as it is, we can hypothetically say that was a 14-point swing. And as it stands right now, it's 1st and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. Milao dropping back to pass over there, looking off to his left-hand side, missing his receiver.
And Milao has really had an up-and-down game. He's looked brilliant at times, and at other times he's just has shown little control of the passing lanes. You see the passer right behind his intended target, Brenton Harbottle.
If you go strictly by the second half right now, he's 1 of 3 for 12 yards. And on the carry over there for the Surf Riders is number 2, Josh Uelese.
We documented Uelese's problems back in the first half, and his first 2 carries resulted in fumbles. But since then, I think Uelese has had a very steady game. Good job of Uelese bouncing this off-tackle play to the outside. A good pickup and netting that first down for the Surf Riders.
Picks up a first down on that run, makes it 1st and 10, ball on the Kailua 34-yard line. Milao lines up behind center. All kind of stuff happening down there, and we're going to wait for the officials to clear things up for us.
I think we're going to have a false start call against the Surf Riders.
Dead ball foul, false start against the offense. Replay 1.
Not really a good night for the Surf Riders in the penalty column. They've shot themselves in the foot quite a bit in the first half, and it seems like it seems to be carrying over into the second half. Makes it 1st and 15, ball on the 29-yard line. Milao takes the snap again from center, sets up the screen play, and this time Mililani reads the play real well, and in fact it kind of looks like they might just barely get to the line of scrimmage. On the receiving end at that time was Harbottle.
I think just as instances where you go to the well one too many times, when you do that, you know the well is going to run out of water sooner or later. Mililani had that play sniffed out. They were burned twice on that screen pass the last couple of occasions. This time, no one buying it. Check out and see the defensive linemen, how they dropped back. They knew that inside slant play was coming.
Milao taking the snap, does a little bit of a quarterback delay. We see some flags coming out. We might actually have a late hit out of bounds, and this could end up being a first down play for the Kailua Surf Riders.
I think it is going to be a late hit, as you see Brother Kalakihi, defensive captain. And you see the personal foul is going to go against Mililani for the personal foul. We'll see it again on the Mountain Dew replay right there. Oh, I don't know. It's a close call if you ask me.
Dead ball foul, personal foul against the defense. First down.
I say a close play, which was made by Kalahiki, because Kalahiki actually, when he came in, he barely, from that angle, looks like he barely touched Milao.
And on top of that, how can you stop yourself in midair?
And momentum just simply carries you over.
Exactly. Now it brings us to 1st and 10, ball on the Mililani 45-yard line. Milao drops back, doesn't find any receivers, goes off to his left-hand side, finds a brief opening and picks up a first down.
Got to give a lot of credit to Teleki Mailao. Look downfield. Everybody downfield, all of his receivers were covered. So Mailao just finds the littlest of cracks and then starts running downfield and picks up another first down. We'll see it again right here, courtesy of All Sports. As Mailao just kind of tucks it under, runs downfield.
Rushing totals now for Mailao also are 4 carries for 22 yards. And as we take a look at here on the live play, we have number 2, Josh Uelese, and he gets knocked down in the backfield by number 44, that is Kaipo Patak.
Patak's had a great game. We saw him with the touchdown reception a little bit earlier, and here's a great defensive play by Kaipo Patak, getting some backfield penetration and bringing down Uelese for a 6-yard loss.
That makes it 2nd down, 16 yards to go. All kind of whistles and yellow flags flying all over the place.
Looks like this call may go against Mililani.
Dead ball foul, encroachment against the defense. Going to be 2nd down.
Mililani getting 2 antsy, trying to anticipate the snap count as they jumped in and broke that line of scrimmage area. That is, of course, a no-no.
Kind of even things up right now, because basically what happened was they got that back on the penalty, which brings us to 2nd 11. Ball on the 32-yard line. Mailao setting up behind center. Looks off to his right-hand side. Could be considered a lateral, and Uelese takes it forward just about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to be considered a lateral play. Referee pointed towards the Mililani end zone, which is an indication that it is a lateral play. So that is going to be officially listed as a running play. We'll see the Jiffy Lube replay coming up here. Empty set backfield, and Mailao throws it right to Uelese. Really couldn't find anything as he got really bottled up by this Trojan defense.
Brings us to 3rd down, 8 yards to go for the first down on the 29-yard line. Mailao looks downfield, finds Harbottle just off to his left-hand side for a first down.
Mailao has had a really successful night in finding his receivers, whether it's been Brenton Harbottle or Ryan Lum. He's had a very productive evening today. We'll check it out again on our D-Trick replay as he found Harbottle.
We have 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 in the red zone on the 13-yard line. Mailao in the shotgun does a little quarterback draw. Has nothing to do over there because number 55, Josh Jackson, just brings him down for no gain at all.
Terrific play by Jackson, not getting fooled on the quarterback draw. Kailua really spreading out the formation, empty set backfield, and as soon as that snap is made, Mailao just shoots straight forward, trying to look for a hole to squirt through.
Exactly, there was no hesitation on that play. You knew it was the quarterback's number. Mailao again steps back to throw, tipped at the line of scrimmage, and luckily Mililani doesn't have a chance to intercept that ball.
Well, Mailao stands only about 5 feet 10 inches tall and dropped straight back and had that ball batted right back at him. As you said, fortunate, Donald, that he did not have this pass picked. Talk about going up and getting full extension.
Nearly making the play there was number 34, the other Patak brother, Hoku Patak. And this brings us now to a key 3rd down play. 3rd and 10. Ooh, Lum gets hit.
He got nailed. We heard that hit all the way from up here in the press box. We heard that solid smack right on Ryan Lum, and he got full contact right in his face mask. Ouch.
as much as possible, you try not to get too much into the game, but you can't help but feel that hit.
And we're going to see it once again. Let's watch this smack. Wow. That has got to hurt. That was Jose Santos. We've called his name a lot, particularly on special teams, but Santos laying down the law on Ryan Lum there.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 10. Mililani finds the receiver in the end zone, splits the defenders, and Lum gets his revenge on that last hit and gets the touchdown.
Well, we thought that Lum had the stars knocked out of him. Instead, Mililani comes right back and fires a strike to Lum. We'll see it again. You see right there at the end of that pass play that Mililani got hammered as he released the football, and in fact, Mililani is a little bit woozy. He was a little slow in getting up. He never saw that touchdown pass completed. But nonetheless, hey, he's a tough kid. He's going to go right back in this huddle and line up for this 2-point conversion.
Kailua making a game of this. Mililani fakes the handoff, throws off to his right-hand side, finds number 12 in the end zone for 2 points, and that is Dean Naki.
Again, you can't really blame Teleki Mililani for his team trailing now by 15 points at 44-29. It's just that some plays just have not gone their way. And there you see the end of the 2-point conversion made by the fullback, Dean Naki.
Minute 16 left in the third quarter. Makes you kind of wonder what Mililani is going to do this coming possession. Seems like they kept Daniels out the past 2 possessions, and with things kind of tightening up over here, you'll almost guess that they want to do a little bit of ball control, and at the same time with Daniels' breakaway speed, maybe break something open to maybe open up the point spread here a little bit.
Well, you certainly, if you're a Kailua fan, would have to hope that their defense would stiffen up, really. Every time Kailua has come back, ever since they trailed 16-0, every time they've scored a touchdown, Mililani they've always come back and had an answer.
Santos receives the kick. He starts shooting out to his right-hand side, and finally he gets brought down at the 30-yard line.
And I think from the onset, when Santos, as soon as he touched that ball at that 15-yard line, you knew that play wasn't really going to work because there was no wall had formed. All it was a stream of blue jerseys that was right in front of him. No white jerseys out to form the wall, as we'll see our Pepsi replay. This Jose Santos, exciting young player, the guy who had that big hit on Lum earlier.
That was 1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. On the first play, you have number 48. That was Xavier Sekira.
You saw Mikey Cathcart there on the stop, but Sekira, big fella. And now we are going to see the return of Brian Daniels in the game, the first time in this half that Daniels has come back.
And as soon as we call him coming out to the field, he does get the carry.
It's curious to see, or to try and explain why Daniels sat out for most of this third quarter. Coming back with about 30 seconds left to play in quarter number 3.
That makes it 3rd and about 2 yards. Ball at the 43-yard line, and getting the carry over there was Sekira.
A good run by Sekira to end the third quarter of play with a nice run up the middle. Again, Mililani spreading out the offense, as we'll take a look at a Hawaiian Airlines replay. Mililani spreading out the formation, putting 4 receivers, 2 on both sides. All they do, simple handoff to Sekira right up the middle. And a good run by Sekira as he picks up that first down.
As you called it, Kevin, that ends the third quarter with a score of 44-27.
A high-scoring game, Donald, 44-27, a ton of points, and this is kind of reminiscent of an ILH game. Normally, OIA games would have a little bit less scoring, However, with all the points that we've seen so far combined, it's reminiscent of a ILH game.
French loses the ball there for a second and recovers the ball. That was a 1st and 10 play from the 44-yard line.
We'll see our Royal Adventure Travel replay. I think there was some confusion here on this option play. When you saw that fumble, Kali French thought he was handing it off to Sekera. Sekera thought that he wasn't going to get it. Ball slipped out, and fortunately for Mililani, Kali French was there to fall on the football.
With a loss of yardage there, that makes it 2nd and 14, ball at the 48-yard line. French getting the center over there, hands the ball up to Sequeira. And it looks like Sequeira is going to get the bulk of the handoffs this coming second half, and Kailua doing a real good job of stiffening up their defense.
Again, the offensive line starting to pull for Mililani. They've been really successful with those trap plays, bringing over offensive linemen to the other side to create some trap blocks.
That makes it 3rd and 11 for Mililani, ball on the 45-yard line. And French hasn't done a bad job of throwing the ball, so we'll see what he comes up with here on this 3rd down play. We have a draw play going to Sequeira, tries to wheel and deal his way going down the middle over there, and finally gets brought down at the Kailua 41-yard line.
For one of the few times this evening, the Kailua Surf Riders stiffen up the defense as Mililani again spreading out the formation. And we see our replay to Sekera, taking it up the middle on the draw play on 3rd down.
10 minutes and about 10 seconds left back in the rest of the game. 4th and 7, ball on the 41-yard line. Harris is back to punt. Nobody's giving him any pressure, and he boots that ball, and it looks like, yes, it's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback.
Good kick there by Vance Harris, who tried to angle it off to the right side. Harris, of course, a soccer player for the Mililani soccer team. Now for Kailua, it's simply a matter of now, what do you do on this possession? You're down by 15 points. And if Kailua scores 6 points in this particular possession, there's still a decent amount of time for them to maybe get the ball back and try to tie this game up. Remember, they're only trailing by 15 points.
Well, if it wasn't for that disastrous first quarter, imagine how close this game would actually be. Mililani takes the snap and he looks downfield, and all by himself is number 12, and that was Naki. And boy, I'm sure looking into the big board over there, he's going to wish that he had that playback because he was all by himself.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, Kailua had the perfect play drawn up. It looked like Kailua they were going to swing a slant play right over the middle. All the defenders, they bit onto the inside, and then all of a sudden Mililani goes to the split receiver to the outside, running that post pattern all alone.
2nd and 10, ball again at the 20-yard line. And as you mentioned a little bit earlier, it kind of looked like they went to the well a little bit too much by going through that screen in the middle. And like you said, they called it right on the outside. They're going again out to that side. Alese drops the ball.
Oh, man. Is Kailua snake bitten tonight? I mentioned the fact earlier that the football gods may be punishing them. I don't know what Kailua did, but the 2nd consecutive time they go for a deep post pattern and the ball slightly overthrown but catchable.
And the person I feel for right now is the quarterback, as you saw him over there, and that is Mililani. And I don't know what else you can do to get this ball club rolling.
Boy, I'll say this. Again, the ball slightly just overthrown, but a very catchable pass.
I bet you this morning, this is one time that Uelesa maybe not, bitten his fingernails in class or something. As we take a good look over there at quarterback Mililani for the Kailua Surf Riders, they're going to take a timeout over here, see what they can do about possibly regrouping over here. And Mililani kind of blowing it there and really getting big breaks by not having those catches.
And I think you make a good point, Donald. They're getting some big breaks. You would have figured after that first play, when they faked the inside screen and went to the slot receiver or the split receiver to the outside, in which the ball was dropped by Dean Naki that Mililani would have learned. Instead, they give up very similar play. They bring all of their defensive backs up, and they almost get burned for a second time. And so you can sure bet that Mililani coach James Millwood is telling his secondary, do not get fooled on this inside receiver. Make sure you guard the deep pass as well.
Important third down play for Kailua. Milao dances in the backfield, tries to find a receiver downfield. No going over there as he's finally tripped up by, let's take a look at that number over there. That is number 30 for Mililani, and that is Kekoa Ferreira.
And an excellent job by Mililani. This time what they did was they made sure they put a safety back there to guard that deep pass. The secondary did a great job of covering these Surf Rider receivers, and a terrific job as well as linebacker Kekoa Ferreira. As you mentioned, Donald coming up and making the sack.
That makes it 4th down, 16 to go, ball on the 14-yard line. Uelese punts the ball, and it looked like it was going to go out of bounds there at about the 48-yard line. Then it takes about a 4-yard extra bounce going into Mililani territory at about the 49, 48-yard line.
Well, there is a pat on the head by Coach Darren Johnson to his quarterback, Teleki Milao. He knew that there's very little he could do, and there you see a nice pat on the back for Dean Naki. Naki, of course, the guy who dropped the first potential touchdown pass in that previous series.
I stand corrected on the punt spot. That's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the Kailua 46-yard line. And finally, we see Daniel getting the handoff over there, and I think he needs to warm up again. Looks like they're going to drop him for no gain.
I think, again, like you said, Donald, is a situation now that I think Kailua maybe is putting a little bit of a scare back into the Mililani Trojan plans after being up by so much. So they decided to insert Brian Daniels back in, as you see our replay. All for naught on this carry, though.
2nd and 10, ball again at the 46-yard line. They run the option to the left side to Daniels, who breaks right through the left-hand side. He's going for, yes, and he makes the end zone for the 5th time tonight.
Is this guy a weapon or what? I'm telling you, Brian Daniels is putting on a showcase night. The 5th touchdown for Brian Daniels in this game. Now, what a performance for this young man from Mililani High School.
And needless to say, after that run, that puts him over the 200-yard mark for this evening.
We'll check out our Seafood Village replay as we'll see the option play. We've seen this run on a few occasions. You talk about great running, but also you got to give credit to the receivers downfield making some blocks. You saw Chris Souza wearing jersey number 7 for the Trojans making an excellent block, which helped to spring Daniels.
And Mililani punches that extra point in to make the score 51 to 29. 8 minutes and 9 seconds left, as you can see on our scoreboard over here. Mililani again up 51 to 29, and it's really turned out to be a real exciting ball game, and it looks like Mililani is starting to turn the heat back up.
Well, there you see Daniels, the 6', 210-pound senior running back. Again, talking earlier this week with Mililani coach Millwood, saying that Daniels is indeed a legitimate Division I player, and he's proving that today. And he said that every Division I school is high after him. That includes Nebraska. Michigan State is very high on Brian Daniels. And of course, let's not forget about the school that is in our own backyard, the University of Hawaii. Very high on Brian Daniels, a very sought-after running back, not only in the West Coast, but through most Division I schools as well across the country.
Well, he definitely has the physical tools. He's listed here at 6 feet, just about 210 pounds. And not only does he show power, but he shows a lot of speed when he finally breaks it to the outside. Our unofficial statistics brought over by Al Murakami over here list Daniels going 17 carries for 228 yards. And get this, 5 touchdowns. Kailua takes the kickoff after the touchdown over here and making what he can going down the middle. That looks like number 5 for the Surf Riders.
Mikey Cathcart.
That's right. Comes up limping a bit there.
Cathcart, as he got sandwiched between a pair of Mililani return defenders kind of got sandwiched up and looked like that he got his ankle slightly twisted under there.
Well, Kailua needs to get their head up on this possession over here. Real key possession. I know they messed up on 2 key plays on the last possession. Makes it first and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. We're going to see Mai Lau lining up behind center. Drops back, looks off to his left-hand side, and finally making the catch over there was number 12, Dean Naki, and he's still running and making a touchdown-saving tackle was number 21 for the Mililani Trojans, Chasden Kaikala.
Well, finally, I think Kailua got something going great in the passing department. Instead of going over the top, they decided to throw an outside hitch pattern. Results in a huge pickup for Kailua. You briefly saw Kaikala for Mililani, the cornerback, who did a great job of chasing Naki down from behind. Let's check out our Price Busters replay. Again, this is an outside hitch pattern, and this is a great job by Dean Naki as he catches that pass right over his shoulder. And from there, it's just a matter of Chasden Kaikala's speed out racing him.
In the red zone now, first and 10, ball on the 15-yard line. Mai Lau looks off to his left-hand side, and there's a bit of confusion there in the receiving core. You had 3 receivers in the same area, and before you know it, it just drops in the middle of all 3 of them.
See our Midas replay. Take a look at that play. It looked like that ball just kind of slipped out of the hands of Mai Lau. That ball came out, it just kind of made a little flutter, had really no zip behind it. I think that ball just came out of Taleki Mai Lau's hands funny.
Second and 10, ball again on the 15-yard line. Mai Lau laterals to, it looks like Uelese. Uelese finds Harbottle down off to the left-hand side for a touchdown.
That's a great play call. Mai Lau throwing it behind the line of scrimmage, a backwards pass over to Uelese. Uelese, the southpaw, fires it into the end zone for 6th. Good play call there by the Kailua Surf Rider coaching staff.
And looking up in the scoreboard, I'm kind of wondering if I'm watching high school football or high school basketball. Movement on the line there on the 2-point conversion, and the way Mai Lau is clapping over there, he feels that the penalty is going to be on the Trojans.
I think
Dead
Justin
ball
Amano.
foul, encroachment against the defense. Replay the try.
Justin Amano, the defensive lineman for Mililani, anticipating the snap count, trying to beat his opposing player to the spot.
You have I formation behind Mai Lau for this 2-point conversion. Fake handoff and wide open in the back. And that was a big target over there, number 94. And unfortunately, he's not listed on our roster here.
A big target, though. Hard for Taleki Mai Lau to miss there, that's for sure. We'll see the replay courtesy of Hawaiian Airlines on this 2-point conversion. Great play fake, getting right into the end zone with a 2-point conversion to his big tight end.
And we got ourselves a heck of a ball game over here. 7 minutes, 23 seconds left in the game, and the score is 51-37. Heck of a shootout. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, I mean, if it wasn't for that disastrous first quarter for the Kailua
Surf Riders.
I'm sorry. Who knows what will be happening in this game right now?
Well, with this many points on the scoreboard, Donald, is like I said earlier, it kind of is reminiscent of watching an ILH football game, which frequently combined scores would go up into the 80s, sometimes even to the 90s, and on a few occasions we've seen 100 points scored between a total or between both teams.
Well, this is the new OIA, and everybody seems to be opening it up. Remember how the glitch was the OIA was a running league? Now they've opened things up, and they try a onside kick over here, and covering up the ball for Mililani was number 38, and that is Roger Tamaru.
You mentioned about the changing face of OIA football. A lot of schools are abandoning their traditional power running game and instead trying to go to a a system where it's spread out, as we'll see on this Royal Adventure Travel replay on this onside kick. But again, like you said, a lot of teams converting to a wide open 3-4 receiver passing formation.
Ball on the Mililani 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Daniels getting the handoff, gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for about 2 to 3 yards.
Brian Daniels makes it look so effortlessly, even though it looks like he gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage. He still manages to fall forward for about a 2-yard gain, as we can see on our replay here. You see he gets trapped right about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but he's got enough power in that lower body to push forward and fall forward to pick up those 2 yards.
Yeah, Kevin, as you mentioned, his breakaway speed in the defensive backfield. We also tend to forget that he is 6 feet 210. Daniels getting the delay handoff over there. It was 2nd and 8, and it looks like he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so he actually loses some yardage on that play.
Now that Mililani offensive line, for one time, not many though, gets beaten here. We mentioned the fact that Mililani's offensive line, which has been very underrated this year, has done a great job tonight in giving Brian Daniels some running room, also protecting quarterback Collie French at times. This despite losing one of the state's top highly ranked recruits in Ryan Santos last year.
Daniels again gets stuffed there. That was 3rd and 10. And he gets stuffed in the backfield by number 56, and that is Larry So'oala.
All-sport replay coming up here. Again, they try to go back to Daniels, but Kailua, hey, they know that Mililani's not going to take any chances of putting it up in the air. So what they do, they simply stack 8 guys at the line of scrimmage and anticipate that Daniels is going to be the recipient of some carries, and that's indeed what happens.
Harris back to punt, drops the ball, and oh, what a time for Mililani to have a mistake happen on the punting game. Making a recovery over there on that terrible punt was number 13, and that is J.K. Kaula. And he actually gets a chance to kind of redeem himself after that punt bounced off his head a little bit earlier in the second half.
And Kekaula was just a couple of yards away from possibly breaking this one. I see our all-sport replay. Vance Harris simply just drops the football. I think this is great presence of mind for him just to get it away. And you see, that's a great athletic play by Harris just to get that ball off his foot while being dragged down.
Well, Kevin, that makes it 5 minutes and 19 seconds left in the second half. 1st and 10, ball on the Mililani 37-yard line. Mailao looking back, sails it over the head of everybody.
Well, down by 14 points. Mililani not out of this game, not by a long shot. On this last play, they tried that same play. They tried to fake the slot play to the inside with the flanker screen. They send the slot back out on a streak pattern, but give credit to Jose Santos, the Mililani cornerback, or the Mililani strong safety, for not biting. He stayed out there, he stayed at home, and guarded that play very well.
2nd and 10, ball at the 37-yard line. Mailao tries the right-hand side, throws an interception to number 31, and that is not listed on my roster here.
That's Andrew Aki for Mililani. As we'll take a look at this replay. Mailao drops back. It's hit as he throws, and not enough arm strength, as you saw that ball just kind of fluttering. And Andrew Aki,
the air gets kind of taken out of that balloon there with that turnover. It's 1st and 10, ball at the 24-yard line of Mililani, and right now they might just try to control the ball as much as they can. Option play to Daniels, going off to the left-hand side, breaks a couple of tackles and brings it out to about it looks like they're going to spot him at the 36-yard line.
Terrific play by Daniels as he got it to the outside to pick up another first down.
Kailua defense strings that play out real nicely. It's just that once he gets a head of steam and squares up those shoulders, he's real hard to bring down.
Well, definitely, that's true. Again, they tried this option play. Kailua defenders, great stiff arm there, right on Aman Kaleo. And Levi Manutae has to go and push him out of bounds.
1st and 10 from the 36. Ball again going to Daniels. Making the stop there for the Surf Riders was number 6, Aman Kaleo.
Henry Timu also there for the Surf Riders. But you know, at this juncture of the game with 4.5 minutes left, that they are just going to pound this ball right down the throats of Kailua. And as you can guess, the guy who's going to do the pounding will probably be number 35, Brian Daniels.
And right now we got him at 22 carries for 244 yards, and it looks like he's going to pad that statistic there. Daniels again on the handoff. Bulls his way forward. We talk about his speed, and boy, look at that leg strength, and he drives himself forward for a first down.
Just the presence of mind of Brian Daniels. Just as you mentioned, though, you underestimate his strength. You know about the speed, but watch him put that shoulder down. Head down, shoulders down. His legs keep kicking forward. Somewhat reminiscent of Roger Craig, former San Francisco 49er.
1st and 10 for the Trojans. Ball on the 47-yard line.
Well, you saw some injured Kailua players. Certainly, they're not feeling the effects of a deficit right now.
Oh, almost an unfortunate play for the Trojans as French didn't get the ball into Morris's hand cleanly. And before you know it, they were scrambling for the ball, and what a way to try to sustain this drive here.
Ooh, like you said, how fortunate was Morris to pounce back on that football. If Kailua recovers, oh, they're back in business. We'll see it again. A missed handoff there between Morris and Kali French as Morris falls back on it, but that ball squirting around, who knows what can happen. Maybe Kailua picks it up, runs it in the end zone. We got a 7-point game.
That makes it 2nd and 13. Ball on the 44-yard line. No mistake in this time. Morris gets the ball cleanly, pushes the ball forward for a few yards, and it looks like he'll be down at the 46-yard line.
And Kailua is going to call some timeouts here. They're going to try and burn some as Mililani now facing a 3rd down play. Larry So'alo there, you see, making the last stop. Price Busters replay as we'll take a look at this Kailua defense really stiffening up here. And you saw 56 coming in your screen, So'alo. Of course, with Kailua calling timeout here with 2:54 remaining on the clock, and they want to try and save as much time as they can, especially with 3rd down facing Mililani right now.
As we take a look at the clock, 2 minutes and 54 seconds left. You see the score there, 51-37. First down's almost even, but like I said, that disastrous first quarter for Kailua, and they're trying to scramble back and get that all back. And who would have thought that you would have said, you know, earlier in the game as Mililani is kind of cruising down, that this would be a key 3rd down play.
Yeah, let's not forget that Kailua, they're still only trailing by 2 touchdowns. If they can hold here, things are kind of getting very interesting once again.
Again, 3rd and 11, ball on the 47-yard line. Morris looking for some room, doesn't find any, and he gets dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
Kailua with 1 timeout left. Now they have none as they burn their final timeout. So now with the 4th down situation coming up, I'm not even sure if they're going to burn a timeout, as it looks like we got an injured player. But we'll take a look at this Midas replay coming up as, once again, it's Kepa Morris on the give. See, Morris gets wrapped up by a quartet of Kailua Surf Riders, and you can see the Surf Rider player who's under the pile with the injury. He's got to hope it's not serious. Here comes Coach Johnson.
And this is, of course, something you don't like to see in any type of athletic venue, and he's not moving at all. And they're moving the players off to the sideline there. And we're late in the ball game over here. We got 2 minutes 44 seconds left. Again, we have a 14-point spread. Mililani up 51-37. And this coming Saturday, September the 9th, out at Aloha Stadium, we're going to have the first game for the University of Hawaii Warriors. And we have to emphasize that no more rainbows against Portland State. come join us here at Aloha Stadium for the first game of the season.
Portland State, of course, is the alma mater of current Warriors coach June Jones. That should be an interesting pairing, and I thought very interesting that June Jones still holds a number of Portland State passing records.
Injured player for Kailua was number 22, Cody Teixeira-Vickery, and it's kind of nice to see him motoring off on his own power.
It's good to see that he is going to walk off and not that seriously hurt.
Injury timeout. Charge to referee. Timeout. Kailua.
Well, because of the injury timeout, of course, according to the OIA rules, because of the injury, Kailua has to use a timeout since they had one left.
So we're in the middle of a timeout right over here. Let's set everything up for everybody. Right now it's 4th and 10, ball at the 47-yard line. And with 2 minutes 44 seconds left, it's not inconceivable that Kailua, especially showing that they have quick strike ability, all they got to do is execute. You know, who knows what can happen after they kind of change possession over here. And who knows, Coach Millwood might actually chance, and you know, he has these gimmick plays that he usually puts in. Who knows if he's actually going to fake it over here at 4th down, especially how they kind of botched up that last punt the last time around.
I don't know if they would try to execute a fake punt, especially on 4th down and 10. Now, if it was 4th and 3, 4th and 4, I think there's a realm of, it's in the realm of possibility that he may attempt a fake punt, but not 4th down and 10, especially trailing or leading by only 14 points now.
Unfortunate play there for Kailua. It looks like they're going to get the running into the kicker. It was fair caught by Lum at about the 32-yard line, excuse me, the 22-yard line, but it looks like it's going to come back.
Yep, it's going to be roughing the kicker as you see the punter, Vance Harris. He took a shot. As soon as that ball left his leg, he got plowed into hard.
We're roughing the kicker against the defense. 1st down.
And just one of the chances that you have to take when you're Kailua with little time left on the clock. You're down by 14 points. Got to start taking some chances. And for the Surf Riders, you know, coming in hard, trying to make a big play on special teams, especially with a punt block. Unfortunately, when you take some gambles, you'll have to surrender something if you fail to come up successful. And that's what happened to Kailua, failing to come, you know, they gambled and lost.
Ball on the 38-yard line for Kailua. It's 1st and 10. Mililani looks like they're just going to keep the ball toward the middle of the field. They're going to run as much clock as possible as Kailua doesn't have any timeouts at all. French does a good job of staying inbounds on that play, and he picks up some nice yardage. It's going to make it 2nd and short. It looks like 2nd and 2 for this upcoming play.
Yeah, like you said, it looked like for a while there that French was, as he was headed toward the sideline, was going to get as much yards as he can and run out of bounds. Instead, wisely kind of slowed up and stayed inbounds, so the clock continues to tick.
And now they're milking down the play clock with less than 2 minutes left in the ball game to go. French lines up behind center. Gives it to Daniels, who breaks down to the right-hand side, and it looks like he's going to go in for his 6th score of the night.
I think this is the breakout game for Brian Daniels. I think in this game, Donald, Brian Daniels has established himself as one of the state's premier players.
As we see Coach Millwood over there signaling for the 1-point extra point. As we take a look at here on the replay one more time.
Boy, straight up the middle, breaks out of a tackle. You talk about the lower leg strength, not only to break the tackles, but to apply the speed as well. What an incredible game with 6 TDs on the evening.
And Harris punches in the extra point, which brings it up to 58-37. Nothing could stop Daniels on that last play, not even a lost shoe on that play. As we take a look at the scoreboard here one more time and look at that line score. Man, it kind of looks like a basketball game.
95 combined points. There's the man of the evening, Brian Daniels, and I think, Donald, without question, that Brian Daniels is going to be our stadium star of the game. I think there's no question about it. We're going to take a look once again. Look at the hole. Look at the size of that hole that the Mililani O-line opens up. You could drive not one, not two, count them. You can drive 3 Mack trucks through, and not we're talking one by one. I'm talking about you can drive 3 Mack's truck through going side by side. That's how big that hole was for Brian Daniels. Again, you got to give a lot of credit to this offensive line of Mililani. You lose your top offensive lineman, one of the state's premier players in offensive lineman, Ryan Santos, and still the Mililani offensive line does not lose a beat. In fact, this Mililani team looks like it could be even better than last year's.
Unofficial stats we have for Daniels is 24 carries for 280 yards and 6 touchdowns. Kailua taking the kickoff over here. Harbottle trying to find some room. Finally gets brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Again, it's tough to imagine Mililani being a lot better than they were last year. And remember, last season in 1999, the Trojans finished 5th in the OIA Red, just missing the state playoffs. It's been a tough night for quarterback Teleki Mailau. He's done an admirable job of this game. A couple of drop passes, unfortunately, led to some of his frustration.
Harbottle on the catch over there from Mailau. Ball at the 39-yard line. And right now they're really scrambling around with 1:30 left in the ball game. And again, Kailua without any timeouts. 1st and 10. Again, ball at the 39-yard line.
They're going to go to this no huddle right now with time ticking off the clock.
And not a good time to have any mess-ups in the backfield. They're kind of having some cross signals. Mailau drops back to pass. You know he'll have some time because they're just dropping everybody in the backfield, and he drops it short of Harbottle at about the 45-yard line.
It's been a rough outing for Mailau today, although he's had a great deal of success tonight. As you see at one hops this pass to his intended receiver Harbottle, who's also played an outstanding game as well today.
You see Coach Johnson over there. He can't be too upset with the performance of his team. Of course, like I said, you know, I'm just going back like a broken record right now. I mean, that first quarter really bit them. Okay, we're 2nd and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. Mailau takes the snap, looks downfield, finds Lum off to the right-hand side, looks for the sideline to stop some clock and gain some good yardage. They're going to call him down, but I don't know if they're going to call him out of bounds to stop the play.
Yes, he is out of bounds. In fact, he stepped out of bounds right at about the 41-yard line.
Good eyes there, Mr. Hashiro. And they're calling the play at the line of scrimmage. Mailau in the shotgun position. That's 1st and 10, ball on the 41-yard line of Mililani. Mailau steps back, finds his receiver downfield, number 5. That is Mickey Cathcart, excuse me.
Well, Mailau has done a good job of pass distribution, whether it's gone to Cathcart, to Naki, and of course to Lum, also to Harbottle. Finds Cathcart. Good job of Cathcart holding on to the ball despite being pulverized by a pair of Mililani Trojan defensive backs.
1st and 10, ball at the 28-yard line. Going off to the right-hand side is Mailau, finds his receiver Lum off to the right-hand side for 6.
Well, it could be too little, too late for Kailua. So we'll take a look at Mailau going and throwing the deep flag pattern. And Ryan Lum, who's had a lot of success today, once again beating the Mililani defensive back into that corner of the end zone for the 6.
So far, 101 points total in this game. And maybe 2 more points added onto the board depending on this 2-point attempt. Mailau takes the snap, looks off to his right-hand side, finds his receiver number 12, Naki, and he gets 2 more points. Makes the score now 58-45.
Well, if there has been any success for the Surf Riders this evening, it's the fact that they've been very successful in 2-point conversions after touchdowns.
What a shootout, though.
Menehunya water replay, as we'll see Mililani again rolling to his right, finding that short flare pass over to Naki. Naki holds on for the 2 points. There's Ryan Lum, the guy who caught that last touchdown reception from Mililani. And like you said, Donald, a shootout. 103 combined points, reminiscent of an ILH game. Like we see St. Louis will put up 50-somewhat points. Kamehameha can put up their 0 points. Iolani, of course, has put up 50 points against ILH competition as well.
And as you mentioned, maybe a little bit too little, too late. 37 seconds left. You see the hands team on both sides of the ball. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. You're going to have an onside kick coming up.
And everybody for Mililani is lined up within 10 yards of each other. They know that the onside kick is coming.
It's just a matter of execution right now by Uelese. Ball nicely recovered there by for Mililani by number 44. That is Kaipo Patak. He had himself a touchdown pass, and he made some tackles tonight on the defensive side of the ball. So he's had a pretty solid ball game tonight for Mililani.
Yeah, not only pass catching and blocking, but also playing defense, being a run stopper as well. Excellent game for Kaipo Patak this evening.
And we split the field right down the middle. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball at midfield, 36 seconds left. And all they have to do is take a couple of knees over here, and it's almost an afterthought. And with no hesitation, French takes the snap, goes back a couple of yards, and takes a knee. That will make it 2nd and looks like 11 or 12 yards. They're going to call it 11 yards. Ball at the 49-yard line of Mililani.
Only 10 seconds left. There's no point in snapping it. That will be the final play of the game.
An exciting ball game, and as Coach Millwood gets the Gatorade dump, Mililani gets a big win, and boy, what a big score, 58-43, 103 combined points.
And I think Mililani making a statement today. A lot of people thought that, you know, with Mililani being in the high school rankings in the HawaiiSportsNetwork.com media and coaches poll, they were unranked last week. They are currently ranked number 9 and surely will move up in the poll. Kailua ranked number 10 will most likely will drop out of the poll by next week's poll that will come out. But so you got to feel good for Mililani. Here's a team that no one is expected to do very well in the OIA Red Division, but they came out here and they made a huge statement tonight. And there,
the man of the night,
our stadium star, running back for Mililani, Brian Daniels. What an evening with 6 touchdowns.
And as we wrap things up here at Aloha Stadium, on behalf of the Aloha Stadium camera crew, the Stadium Stars broadcasting crew of Brandon Foff, Al Murakami, Kevin Hashira, and myself, Donald Galeno, your final score for tonight's contest is Mililani 58, Kailua 45. Tonight's broadcast of Oahu Interscholastic Association football is brought to you by Stadium Stars Television Production. Good night and aloha from Aloha Stadium.